to hello guys and welcome back to our YouTube channel. And yeah, there's actually some equipments that I've actually brought in as we will now be moving to actually be doing live stream, live shows, and I'm actually testing my light. I'm planning on bringing in a very good camera. Sorry about that. I'm actually planning on bringing a very good camera, very good lights, and we're more likely to bring up something. So I'd like a confirmation from anyone if you're able to hear me. And yeah, thank you, Adi, and thank you for your comment. I was supposed to do this live stream yesterday, but I did not have the opportunity. But I am here, and we have a lot to talk about. We have to talk about the Conference League. We have to talk about the preview of the Newcastle game. And I've done a video on Chelsea versus Newcastle. It's actually out. The tactical analysis is out. So I'll probably just touch on it with regards to the greater idea of actually finishing in the top four, because again, that's probably the main reason that we'll be focusing on this video. So let me try to first of all talk about what happened on Thursday. Now, what happened on Thursday is that Chelsea actually made it through to the finals of the Conference League. And this is not something that we should take quite lightly. This is something that is huge, huge. Chelsea have an opportunity to make history. Chelsea have an opportunity to make history as the first club to win it all, win the Champions League, win the Europa League, win the Conference League, and having this ability to actually do it and win it all will put Chelsea as the first club to win everything. Just imagine if Chelsea were the first team to actually win the Club World Cup. Just imagine that we can actually build up form to actually win the Conference League, then win the Club World Cup. We will have been the first team to win everything, ahead of Real Madrid, ahead of Barcelona, ahead of all the other big teams, Manchester United, Liverpool. And that is one history that we can actually have. We can actually say that Chelsea is the first football team to complete football. Wow, isn't that beautiful? Now, I really hope that all of you can hear me. Thank you, Adi. Thank you, Adi. I'm really getting your comments, and they are really, really good. I'm actually having my camera here, so I'm actually looking the other side to actually see your comments, but I really appreciate it. So, but I will try to catch up with the comment section also. So, first of all, I want to talk about what happened on Thursday. So, on Thursday was more to do with finish the game, do not concede, do not bring the other team back into the game, and it was just to make it clean, make it ready, and end it. And that's what we did, because Chelsea Football Club did not look to just try and put a full strength team and try to beat the opponent. No. It was conserving players like Cole Palmer. It was conserving energies from players like Jackson, Lavia, Caicedo, having players like Cucurella get minutes, giving players like Chris James minutes, and most importantly, giving the young academy players the minutes. It was so good to see even the young academy player who played in midfield. It was so good to see Tyrick George play. It was so good to see the academy boys coming into the team, because you also need to give these young players that ability. And there's also this player, where am I forgetting this player's name? The one who plays at fullback. Can I get his name? The one who plays at fullback. The one that Maresca likes the most is a very tall boy who has ever played for us at centre back alongside Colwill. I'm really forgetting his name. Let me just get his name quickly here. So let me just get his name quickly here, and I was really impressed by him. I was really impressed by him, especially Josh Archimpong. Josh Archimpong lovely player, lovely player. The Josh Achimpong has that touch, that press resistant touch, that touch that I'm always looking for in a football player. The ability to get the ball, touch the ball, pass the ball. Those are the kind of things. Those are the kind of players that you find Enzo Maresca is looking to grow. And also his opinion when he was asked about um, he was really asked about how does he feel at Chelsea, and he was very quick to say that I really love being at Chelsea. I love seeing whatever is happening at Chelsea. I want to spend the rest of my career at Chelsea. And those are the players you give the opportunity, because those are the players who want to be at the club. But also another thing was the nature in which the game was finished. It was perfect. No overdoing things, no trying to score a lot of goals, just looking to try and control the game for 90 minutes, seal the semi-final, and done. Done. And we ended up winning. Now, looking previously at Chelsea's 3-1 victory over Liverpool. Remember, Chelsea, the last time they beat Liverpool was last Sunday, of course, but before that, it was actually in 2021. So the victory over Liverpool is a psychological victory, because now Chelsea won the psychological battle. They beat a big six team. They beat the champions. Now, the owners is, are Chelsea going to do it at St. James's Park? Are Chelsea going to take points from one of their closest rivals? Because remember, a loss for Chelsea at this game is an advantage to Newcastle. A draw for Chelsea might still maintain Chelsea in the top 5 race, but it's not the best result. But a win for Chelsea is a statement. Is a statement that puts Chelsea just one game to seal top 4. Because in my opinion, if Chelsea manage to win the next game, they'll have 66 points. And if Chelsea manage to win the next game ahead, it's going to give them 69 points. And I think with 69 points, it's guaranteed that Chelsea are going to win the league. Because after Manchester City dropped points, then Manchester City, if they were to win all the next 2 games, they will have 71 points. If Chelsea were to beat Newcastle, even if Newcastle win the next 2 games, Newcastle will have 69 points. But if Chelsea win Newcastle and Manchester United point, they will have 69 points. But the question will be on Aston Villa, because if Chelsea win the next 2 games, even if Chelsea lose to Nottingham Forest, what is going to happen is that Aston Villa will still not have enough points, neither will they have the large goal difference to cover the goal difference that Chelsea have. So 69 points is the safety net. 69 points is the safety net, and that's what we are going to talk about. And before I even start talking about that, I want to talk about Chelsea's record at St. James's Park, because Chelsea's record at St. James's Park is somehow interesting, and I actually want to show you here on my screen Chelsea versus Newcastle. So let me just do it quite quick. I want to see the head-to-head. I want to see, because remember, Chelsea have really been poor recently, but even though Chelsea have been poor recently, Chelsea have the opportunity to actually try and build something against Newcastle. And let me just share my screen in this scenario. So here is the game. Here is the win probability. And what do you automatically see? Newcastle are favorites. Is it bad to say that Newcastle are favorites? No. It's actually practically correct that Newcastle are favorites. They are at home. When you look at the head-to-head between Chelsea and Newcastle, you realize that we lost last season at Goodison Park. The season before, we were so terrible, probably lost or drew at Goodison Park. The last time we won at Goodison Park was the day we won 3-0 with Thomas Tuchel, the season after we won the Champions League. And what I'm saying is that I really don't care how we are going to win. I really don't care how we are going to win. What I really care about is how are we going to win that game? How are we going to win that game? I really need the points. We really need the points, because imagine Newcastle, Chelsea. Chelsea win this game. They take 3 points from Newcastle. they gain 3 points over Newcastle. So they play the same number of games, but now they're 3 points ahead of Newcastle. And that gives them an advantage because now it takes Chelsea from fifth position to third position. And Chelsea go 1 point behind Arsenal, who I think probably might not have the opportunity to take the points of Liverpool tomorrow because there's that kind of rivalry between the champions and the team that was actually runners up. And even when you look at the rivalry that Liverpool have with Arsenal, it's more likely that Liverpool are going to put a lot in this game. And so they might try to take points from Arsenal. So Chelsea have that opportunity. Chelsea can actually look to try and replicate what they did last season. And what did Chelsea do last season? What they did last season was they tried to win the last 6 games. If Chelsea just win the next 3 games, then I'm optimistic that Chelsea can actually finish second. And if you just imagine that Enzo Maresca in his first season finishes second, wins a Conference League, and has an opportunity to actually win the Club World Cup. Just imagine Maresca in his first season finishes second, wins the Conference League, and has an opportunity to win the Club World Cup. Actually, Chelsea win it. I've seen a comment here that I really want to react to immediately, and somebody's saying that I'd take a draw. Not going to lie, would love to win, but I don't know why we are having this negative optimism when it comes to Newcastle. I'm actually positive. I'm actually really positive about this game. I'm positive about this game. I know the game is going to be tough. I know we're going to play away. I know Newcastle are a very good team, but I still hold the positivity in this game. I still hold the positivity in this game. I still hope that there's something we can do in this game. So I'm not really I'm not really scared about this game. I'm like, we can do it. We can get the results. We can get the points. But I do understand where you're coming from when you're talking about a draw, because again, with a draw, you've not lost. Both of you have dropped points, but again, you're still now a point behind Manchester City. You're now 1 point ahead of Aston Villa. Look at that. You're putting yourself in more trouble because now it has to go. You have to go and win Man United. You have to go and win Nottingham Forest. Why don't you win the game tomorrow? Why don't you win the game tomorrow? But something is telling me in my gut feeling, I'm feeling it in my gut, we're going to win. I am feeling it in my gut. We are going to win tomorrow. Tomorrow, bookmark this, Chelsea are going to beat Newcastle. We are going to win that game tomorrow. Just you're going to come back here. I don't know how we're going to win it at the end. I don't know if we're going to do a 1-0, but probably we might. Yeah, of course, Chelsea are not going to make it easy for us. They never make it easy for us. So more likely it's going to be really somehow tough. But yeah, I still tip that we're going to edge it out. I still think we're going to edge it out because generally, when I look at it on paper, we have a better team than them because remember, Lavia is back on. So you have Lavia and Caicedo in midfield. You have Lavia playing in that deep midfield position. You're having a player who's press resistant. You're having a player who's able to receive the ball under pressure and look to play players like Palmer and Fernandes in between the lines. I've talked about it in my tactical analysis that Newcastle like to have a 4-5-1 during defending situations where they like to narrow that midfield and immediately they like to put that safety net so that they're able to do what? So that they're able to win that ball and immediately look to transition from defense to attack. And they transition really fast. This is one thing I need to tell you. Newcastle really transition fast. So if we have midfielders who are able to thread those passes, definitely the likes of Palmer now will find themselves in an opportunity where they are running at Newcastle's back four. And again, also don't forget one thing. Don't forget this one thing, that Palmer put up one of his best performances against Liverpool. Palmer scored. Palmer almost had 2 goals in that game. We saw players like Neto flourishing. We saw players like Noni Madueke flourishing. You know, people like to underestimate the level of confidence that is actually with this player. Everything just heavily depends on the level of confidence of the players. And when I look at it, I think we do have the confidence because we beat Liverpool. We won away. We are now at the final, so the Conference League is out of our mind because we won it. We are probably now thinking about the league. So the entire mind, everything is focused on the Premier League. So I'm expecting Chelsea to be more dominant, to take this game seriously. And that should be something that should be in the players' mind, that you want to play in the Champions League, you need to beat teams in and around you. It is even better if Chelsea drew to Manchester United, but they take points from Nottingham Forest and from Newcastle. Because when you take points from Nottingham Forest and Newcastle, you are taking points from the teams that are trying to take your position. Taking points over Manchester United is good, yes, I wouldn't deny points, but taking points from Newcastle and Nottingham Forest is even better because you're taking points from teams that are in and close to you. Because just imagine you're playing Manchester United, you win, Newcastle win, you're still on the same number of points. But if you play against Newcastle, you win, now you're 3 points ahead of them. Hope you're getting me. So and also another thing I need to talk about is I am yet to hear about the situation of Mikhailo Mudryk, but I'm also seeing that Chelsea are going to go for a centre back. What's my opinion about Chelsea going for a centre back at Finewood? Love it. I love that idea, and we are going for a left-sided centre back. Why am I saying that I love that idea? Because in my opinion, I've not really been impressed with Levi Colwill. I think a lot of people know that. And because I've not really been impressed with Levi Colwill, I really find it difficult sometimes to try and identify myself with him in that centre back position. Because yes, he's a good passer of the ball, but with Colwell, there's sometimes you're expecting something that you really don't know. You can't really guess what Colwell is going to do. Maybe he's going to mess up doing something that you probably don't like. So, do you think that Estevao will stay at Chelsea? Do you think Estevao will stay at Chelsea or go on loan? I'm sure Paez will go on loan. Estevao is more likely to stay at Chelsea. Probably Todd Bowley decide that they are going to play him in the what do I call it? If they try to play him at Strasbourg, I'm not really sure about that, but I'd really like to see him at Chelsea because again, it's that right wing position, and we are lucky this season that Neto is actually around because. Neto is actually a player who's usually very injury prone. So when you have him around, then probably it's good. It's good. I wouldn't complain if Estevao was there. He will learn from Noni Madueke. He'll probably flourish when he's playing together with the players like Neto. So I'll take it. I will have Estevao at Chelsea. I will have him at Chelsea. But I'm really more concerned about the centre back. If I'm really happy that you're going for a centre back, and we are not going for young centre backs, so we're going for a 27-year-old centre back. Isn't that what we've been asking for? We are going for a 27-year-old centre back, a centre back who's very strong, a centre back who has the experience. Because there's one thing because in my opinion, if Chelsea finish in the top 4 this season, then that's progress. Then next season, I don't know why. I will not put a lot of pressure for Chelsea to win the league, but I'll be like, we need to be pushing the team that is going to win the league. If we are not pushing the team that is going to win the league, we win the league. Because now this team has played consistently. This team played consistently under Pochettino for 1 full season, no interruption. They have played with Maresca 1 full season. They have understood Maresca's philosophy. Now, next season, you're not changing a lot in this team. Caicedo is already ready-made. Enzo is familiar with his position. Lavia is familiar with his position. Cucurella, very good. Colwill, really good. And even nowadays, I have to give credit to Robert Sanchez because I'm actually seeing Sanchez is doing something impressive. Because remember the way we used to talk about Sanchez, we used to get so scared about Robert Sanchez. But nowadays, Sanchez is saving us. Football goes in waves and is all about confidence and momentum. Chelsea is riding that high wave of confidence and feel that they cannot lose. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. That's why I was telling people that these are young players. Remember the confidence that Chelsea were playing with in the first leg. Remember that confidence. I believe that is the confidence that Chelsea have. The confidence that you're already in a Conference League final. The confidence that you already beat Liverpool at home. If we were probably drawn to Liverpool, I would approach this game with a lot of caution, because I'm like, these players now have that belief that if we can do it against Liverpool, a team that even other Chelsea teams have not beaten. Because remember, even when we had Thomas Tuchel at Chelsea, that team did not beat Liverpool at home. We beat a Liverpool team that won the league at home. So, in my opinion, yes, I do agree that this is going to improve the overall scope of the game. And if Newcastle actually think that trying to charge up their home ground, trying to do these silly things, they're going to gain some advantage. They're actually going to be shocked with Chelsea, because they're going to find a team that is young and super confident. They're going to get a team that is super confident, because remember, Cole Palmer scored. Jackson has also scored. Noni Madueke is back into the team. He also wants to score. Neto is actually attempting shots on target nowadays. And somebody was telling me that probably Neto's second goal against Fulham might be something that actually be a turning point for our season when it comes to the top 5 race. And in my opinion, I think that by the last game of the season, Chelsea would have already secured their position in the Champions League, which is something that you're supposed to do. You get this crucial win against Newcastle. I don't care how Chelsea do it. If it's a 1-0, I'll take it. If it's a 2-1, I'll take it. If it's a 3-0, I'll take it. But you have to grind this win. Chelsea also need to be very cautious, especially Chalobah and Colwell, against players such as Isak. You know, Isak likes to make those runs in behind. Isak likes to create that problem when he's playing as the lone center forward in that position. And that's something that Chelsea really need to be very serious about and take caution. What else? The summer for Chelsea clearance should be interesting. Buy 2 and get 1 free. Fofana, Disasi, Badiashile, Mudrik, Colwill, Sancho, Nkunku, Chilwell, 3 goalkeepers, etc. Disasi is more probably likely to go, but Yeshila, I don't think they're going to sell him. Mudrik, his situation is still unclear. Sancho, I think if Chelsea get the Champions League, I think probably he might stay. Nkunku, definitely going. Chilwell, definitely going. Goalkeepers, I think Jorgensen is more likely to go to Strasbourg on loan, and I think Petrovic is more likely to come. So if we get the Champions League, I think Petrovic and Sanchez will be our our 2 goal number ones, because now Sanchez will be playing in the Premier League, Petrovic will be playing in the Champions League. But there was also a thing that Chelsea might actually get sanctioned, because if Strasbourg gets the Champions League and Chelsea get the Champions League, and these 2 clubs are actually being owned by one owner, it can bring problems to Chelsea. I think somebody was saying that probably Chelsea might be asked to step aside, or Strasbourg might be asked to step aside, because they can't actually be owned. I really don't know about the technicalities about that. I'm actually going to do more research about that. But yeah. There are more players who are more likely to get that. So somebody's talking about which centre back do you reckon Chelsea can go for? I am seeing that Chelsea are going for the Finewood centre back. They are going for the Finewood centre back. So most likely he's going to be the one who's going to come. I've not gotten his name. Let me try and get his name. Let me just get his name directly here from my phone. Just a minute. And Chelsea Finewood. Yeah, so Chelsea are going to go for a centre back, and I've always said I really want a centre back. I really don't care what they are going to talk about. I really need a centre back at Chelsea. Oh, I've also remembered that Juventus, Renato Vega is away, so Vega might actually come back. But Finewood. Chelsea Firewood. So fine. Just give me a minute. I'm trying to get this team's spelling. So yeah, so Chelsea have a fresh contact with the signing of David Hanko. So the centre back is David Hanko. He's a 27-year-old who's recently named as Slovak Football of the Year. He's Slovak's Football of the Year. So definitely. And you also know our scouting team. Our scouting team gets the players that you never know. You might think this player is, because who knew Noni Madueke when the club went and purchased him? Nobody knew him. Nobody was even aware of Palmer's talent. Nobody was aware of Nicholas Jackson when the club went to get him. So there's one thing that I have to give Clear Lake and it's the way they scout their players. So if they are really going for this centre back, then probably he's a very good centre back. He's left-footed, and if he comes in, then it's going probably to be either Colwell has to shift now to play as a right centre back, or it's actually going to be a centre back who's going to come in and play for Colwell. And if he has to come in and play for Colwell, then it means that Chelsea are improving their defense. Then it's something that Maresca has observed, that he really needs a strong defense going forward. And if that's the case, then I agree with him. But one thing I have to say this is that Chelsea are going to get a striker. Who they are going to sign as a striker, I don't know. But I'm more likely looking at a situation where Chelsea are looking at the result that they are going to have. If Chelsea are going to get the Champions League, then most likely you have players like Gyökeres will be available. Victor Osimhen might actually decide to reduce his salary and come and play for Chelsea. But that is heavily reliant on Chelsea being in the Champions League, because Chelsea just being in the Champions League, automatically now you attract players like Gyökeres. Now, players can say, okay, this process that we are being told about Chelsea, we have seen it going through bad, we are seeing it progress. So we are actually seeing a team that is actually in an upward trajectory. So they can actually buy into it. But again, this is heavily relying upon the Champions League. Again, the Champions League. You get the Champions League, then you're in a position where you're in a better position to actually negotiate for players, because I think Chelsea can get that. So somebody's talking to me. Yeah. I'm from Kenya. How confident are you about Cole Palmer's form, especially with his pen, but also that 0-degree goal that he almost put? I am very confident with Cole Palmer. I am extremely confident with Cole Palmer. I think Cole Palmer wants to get 20 goals by the end of the season. I think Cole Palmer wants to have as many assists. Then let me just look at his stats now. I want to go directly and look at his stats. Somebody's telling me about, and can somebody confirm to me if anyone here has watched the recent video that I have uploaded? I'm getting a comment on my microphone. Okay. Is my microphone okay? Because I'm actually getting a new microphone very soon. I've ordered some new microphone. So I'm probably going to get a new microphone very soon. So somebody can give me any information about that. Somebody can give you more information about that, because I'm supposed to get a new microphone. Yeah, I need a comment about the microphone. So let me just let me get the stats on Cole Palmer so that we can know where Cole Palmer is featuring this season. So yeah, just a minute. So yes, I think what about the assists ratio and the stats with regards to Cole Palmer's assists? So let's go to stats. Then when you go to stats, so yeah, here I have Cole Palmer so far has 15 goals. Those are 15 goals. And what are the number of assists? The number of assists, wow, Cole Palmer is way down. So when it comes to the number of assists, Cole Palmer doesn't feature even in the top 10. So he's probably having around 8 assists. So Palmer has 8 assists. He has 15 goals. So Mayname is probably getting 5 more goals. If he gets 5 more goals and 4 more assists, that's a good season because he has 20 goals and he has around 12 assists. Those are 32 goal contributions in 38 Premier League games. Consistency. Considering that he actually had a very poor form, and that can be attributed to also to Jackson's injury. Because remember, the way Jackson was out for quite some time, that really affected Cole Palmer's overall performance. So, typical just a minute. So typical us Chelsea fans, and we talk about his buy. How about using the huge squad of players you already have? There is also such a thing FFP that you also have to consider. But I think Chelsea are very clear when it comes to FFP, because I think players like Jao Felix will be sold. Okay, there's also Jao Felix. Um, hmm. There's Jao Felix, but when you look at the larger picture, the striker situation has to be addressed. We can't heavily, because Nkunku is more likely to leave, so Chelsea are more likely to bring in a striker. I think Jao Felix will be back, but Nkunku is more likely to leave, so Chelsea will replace him with a striker. Disasi is also going. I think he's his natural replacement. I think the replacement of Disasi is the centre back who's actually being brought in. Chaloba, they were talking about that Chaloba is still on the market list because he's pure profit. Mikhailo Mudrik, I really don't know much about Mudrik, but what I can say is that because a lot of fans have that expectation that Chelsea need to perform next season, and we all see that. And Maresca will deserve some signings of his own, especially after finishing, especially if he gets top four and wins the Conference League. It's more likely that a manager must have one. I don't think we're going to splash money. I don't think we're going to buy a lot of players. We are more likely going to buy just a striker and a centre back. The midfield is okay. The fullbacks are okay, the wingers are okay. So probably Esteva will come back. Santos might come back to play in midfield. Fofana will be back, but you can't rely on Fofana because of his injury record. Rhys James will be there. Gusto will be there. Cucurella will be there. Colwell will be there. But goalkeeper, I think Petrovic is going to come back, but he's going to play in the Champions League probably if we get the Champions League. Sanchez is, I think Maresca has decided that he's going to go with Sanchez. We have nothing to do. And I can't blame him since the Manchester City 3-1 victory, 3-1 defeat. I have not seen something to blame Sanchez on. He played quite well. So Sanchez is going to maintain his position. Yeah, so probably we're going to get a centre back and a striker. A striker is a must. You might not maybe agree with it when it comes to buy, but we can't rely on Tyreek George to lead Chelsea next season in the Premier League as a striker. So most likely we are going to get an experienced striker. Oh, okay. Thank you. But there's somebody who told me about Mike in the last video. So, but I'm still purchasing some equipment. So I'm looking to improve my microphone, and I'm going to get a camera, so it's more likely to improve. CP10, Estevao, Dewsbury Hall all can play center attacking midfielder next year. I'm definitely dying to Victor Osimhen. Dewsbury Hall, yeah, we have a player called Dewsbury Hall. I think that's will make Santos probably. He will be back. He will be back. Wow, that midfield is crowded. I think a midfielder will have to go. But yeah, we also have Kanich Kumeka, who's away on loan, who can play that left half space central midfielder good in that Fernandez position. Can you remind me, please, who's CP10? Who's CP10? I don't remember. I'm thinking it's probably Christian Pulisic, but I think that he's gone. He went permanently to AC Milan. Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen is all about his wages. That's the problem. His wages are too high, and he's not willing to reduce his wages. So that's probably why. Gyökeres, yeah, Gyökeres, there is a chance. Gyökeres and the lap, and probably Chelsea might even bring a striker that nobody knows. You see, there's also something that I've always said. Our scouting team is one of the best. They will just bring you a striker that you never know. You will ask yourself, who is this guy? Where did he play? And the first time you will see him on the pitch, you will be like, I like this guy. That's what we saw with Nicholas Jackson. So I really don't know. Cole Palmer. You're talking about Cole Palmer. Yeah, Cole Palmer will be there. Yeah, Cole Palmer can actually be away if he probably has an injury, but it's not going to go anytime soon. Okay, there's also something that I forgot to talk about, and that is the adding of Caicedo's contract. Caicedo's contract has actually been increased. So Caicedo now has a contract that has been decreased and increased. So he's going to earn more. That is going to retain him at the club. And if Caicedo is going to earn more than what he used to earn, he's a Chelsea fan. It's better. It's better. Having a healthy Caicedo in the team is actually good. But because next season the Champions League is really strong, this is one thing that I have to say. The Champions League is really strong. That means players like Palmer will have to play twice a week. You cannot play it like the Conference League. Palmer is going to have to play twice a week. So we need a striker. Yes, we need a striker. Petrovic will play because he's a good goalkeeper. We'll also in fact, perfect. We need a center back. Yeah, I agree. We really need a center back because now Colwell, the other center back. Fofana, Chaloba, and Tosin. Wow, we really need a center back. Yeah, thanks a lot. I've remembered if we play in the Champions League, automatically we need a good center back. So it means that we'll need a center back to play alongside, to play midweek. Players like Rhys James might start to play with midweek. Gusto. We are also going to heavily rely on Caicedo. His game time is also going to increase. So we probably need to bring Santos in so that we can give him some of the teams in the Champions League. Because if you're playing in the Champions League, also you'll need Sancho. Yeah, you'll also need Sancho in the Champions League. You'll need Sancho. You'll need players like to rest players like Noni and Neto. You'll need. You'll also need the Dewsbury Hall. I've not been very impressed with him, but because Palmer is playing that number 10, do we have you'll need a player like João Felix. Now, João Felix can come in and play in the Champions League. Yeah. It's a strong competition. I'd take Rudiger if you watched George Benson recently and Victor on their wages. Is Rudiger leaving Real Madrid? I don't know if Rudiger is leaving Real Madrid. If Rudiger is leaving Real Madrid, bring him back. If he's leaving Real Madrid, I have no issues. Bring him back. He's coming back home. Bring him back and give him that armband. What's your opinion on Rhys James being dropped? I'm okay with it personally, but something doesn't feel right. I have said this in my videos. Rhys James has not been the same player that he was before he got injured. We have seen some form of inconsistency from Rhys James. He has lost a lot of pace. You can even see, I saw him the other game, and a player was actually running past him, and he had a yard ahead of him, and he just cruised past Rhys James. He's heavily relying on his physicality. Also, his decision making in that midfield position is not quite the best. So, if you are probably playing Rhys James, we are supposed to be playing him as a wide center back, not in that midfield position. I'm going to do a video on Rhys James. I have noticed that a lot of fans have really been asking about Rhys James. Rhys James is not the same player that we had in 2021, a player who could bump forward and look to whip in those crosses. That is no longer Rhys James. Rhys James does not have that pace. If you have seen him, he doesn't have that pace to play in those two positions. If you play him tomorrow, you probably lose the game. He doesn't have that pace. You just go and check Chris James recently. He doesn't have that pace. Huh. Sorry. Just imagine either useless United of Manchester or Tottenham will be the next year's Champions League. What's my opinion on that? It's the miracle of the Europa League. Some people are talking about that the Europa League shouldn't guarantee anyone the Champions League, but in my opinion, it's good. It's good. It's good to have a team finish 15th and actually be in the Champions League. It's good. It's good. It's good. Who would I take? I have a difficult choice there. Would I take Manchester United back in the Champions League or Tottenham? I know I am a Chelsea fan, and more likely I'm supposed to. Is my rivalry that strong with Tottenham compared to Manchester United? Anyway, whichever team wins, I'd not be happy. But I would also be happy if Tottenham took a cup of Manchester United. And it's a win-win because if Tottenham win, they take a cup of Manchester United, they ruin Manchester United's season, and they win a European Cup, a second one ahead of Arsenal. So it even hurts Arsenal more, considering Arsenal have bottled the league and they've also failed in the Champions League. So it's a win-win. If Manchester United win, Tottenham continue not winning games, which is good. But the one that is going to be better is if Tottenham probably win it. So when Tottenham win it, United lose the Champions League and Arsenal get that shame as Tottenham have to do a trophy parade in North London and they have to pass by the Emirates. And when they pass by the Emirates, they are mocking Arsenal fans. They are mocking Arsenal. It's beautiful. I like it. And also for Ange Postecoglou, he said that he always wins in his second season. Well, I want to see those words come to pass. Next question. Caicedo and Cucurella as our fullbacks looks scary. I've never had a problem. In fact, the most games that we've been dominant is when we've had Caicedo playing as a fullback who comes into midfield. Those are the games we've been dominant. Look at our 3-0 victory over Aston Villa. Dominant performance. Look at our victory over Liverpool. Good performance. And Caicedo is actually really strong and he's also dropping into the box and clearing. I'd actually prefer him. If we are not playing Caicedo there then I'll have Rhys James. So I have no issues. I have no issues when it comes to that position, honestly speaking. So yeah. Which positions need to be strengthened? And name realistic players which will be ideal. I also prefer Spurs winning because of Son and Arsenal tears. Yeah, in my opinion, I am Arsenal tears any single day. Any single day, I will always love Arsenal tears. And if Spurs are to give me Arsenal tears, Arsenal are giving a guard of honor tomorrow. Most likely, I think Liverpool are going to win that game. And you add salt to injury, probably they drop points. Probably Chelsea finishes ahead of them. Probably Chelsea win the Conference League. And after Chelsea winning the Conference League on Wednesday, Chelsea dunking on them on Wednesday, then Tottenham winning the Europa League on Saturday. Oh my God, it's going to be a terrible week for Arsenal fans. And I'll be there. I will be there. Which positions need to be strengthened, and name the realistic players which also this is actually a video. This is a video. This is a video that I'm going to do. It's called a sensible transfers video, analyzing a position and players who can fit. It really needs a lot of things. It's not a question that you can just answer like that. You need to answer the stats. You need to go through the stats through FBref, who is various league stats. You also need to go through a lot of players, and yeah, it's a whole video. But I can just name the positions, and I also prefer winnings because of Son and Arsenal tears. Yeah, it's also good for Son to win something. Yeah, he's really been out and he's not won anything. Yeah, something like that. So, what about the positions? We definitely need a centre back because Fofana will be out. I cannot rely on Tosin and Badiashile in the Champions League. No, 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 no. You can't have Tosin and Badiashile playing against Barcelona, playing against PSG, playing against Real Madrid. You don't play them. You imagine Mbappe running ahead of Tosin. We need a centre back. Then we go to centre back striker. Centre back striker. Goalkeeper. I'm starting to buy the Sanchez idea because he has not put a foot wrong recently. So I'm starting to buy the Sanchez idea. But Petrovic is going to come back. So there's no point of signing a goalkeeper. Petrovic is going to come back. Petrovic is going to most likely be the Champions League goalkeeper. And if Mares and having Petrovic as a Champions League goalkeeper, you have two good goalkeepers. You have one good goalkeeper in the Premier League. You have one good goalkeeper in the Champions League. So yeah, so centre back, striker, enough. Most importantly, if you can't get a centre back, get a striker. Go all in, get a striker. Which positions? Oh, sorry. I'm born in 97 and didn't live in UK. Hot take, but would rather Tottenham win for sure. Yeah. Just clear as day. Your analysis is underrated. Your task is to share my analysis. You are the one who's supposed to share my analysis. Go and tell your friends. There's this guy on YouTube who does a lot of very interesting analysis. Go and check out his videos. Go and promote him. Go and subscribe. Ivan, wewe ndio unafai kwenda kuwaelezea that my analysis is good. Thank you for the comment. Is Delap a good signing? As it seems we are not gonna get a top profile. Why are you saying that you're not going to get a top profile striker? Why can't we get a top profile striker? Why? We can't get a top profile striker. We are Chelsea. We are Chelsea Football Club. Why won't we get a top level striker? We've signed Lukaku, we've signed Torres, we signed Morata, we signed Higuain, we signed Didier Drogba, we signed Samuel Eto'o, we have signed Eden Hazard, we signed Willian. We deserve to have a top striker. We've signed even Timo Werner. Remember when Timo Werner was one of the best strikers in the world when we signed him? We signed Kai Havertz. Even Havertz was being rumored as the next golden boy. We signed him. So we are Chelsea. We can sign. We were almost signing Haaland until Marina decided that he's not going to pay Mino Raiola's ridiculous agent fees. But we can't sign them. We are Chelsea. We can. We shouldn't just sign Delap, a player who's going in relegation, because we are trying to do. No. We sign the best. You want to be the best team. You want to win the league. You want to win the Champions League. You sign the best players. Next up, I'm going through your comments. Chelsea don't want to pay the money. Things are now different. If they wanted to, we could have gotten Osimhen 2 years ago. 2 years ago is when we signed Nicholas Jackson. Osimhen was a conversation for the last transfer window. And when you talk about the wages, let me just do this. Caicedo's wages. Go and check Caicedo's wages. Chelsea have increased Caicedo's wages. Go and check the wages of Enzo Fernandez. Go and check the wages of Reece James. Go and check the wages of Cole Palmer. He signed a new contract. Go and check the wages of Marco Kurela. We are paying some players on huge. There are some players on huge wages at the club. So Gyökeres does. I don't think Gyökeres earns a lot. And if Chelsea get the Champions League and if Chelsea finish a position like second, and Gyökeres knows that if I come to Chelsea, I can push Chelsea to a position where Chelsea can actually challenge for the league, why won't Gyökeres come? Why won't Gyökeres come? So we do have a lot of things to go through. So I'm really going through your comments. You have your comments, share your comments immediately. Share your comments immediately as I'm going through all of them. Just a minute. Damn. Just a minute. Share your comments. I'm trying to go live on Instagram also. So yeah, let me check. Oh my god. Yeah, let me check. The next one is all the top clubs are looking for top striker. Arsenal, United, Tottenham all want the same top striker. I'm also tired of hearing the overrated and expensive. Yeah. When you are looking at Victor Osimhen, definitely looks quite overrated in my opinion. He's really overrated in my opinion. So I would really not take him at the club. But um, you see, it also depends with the club heritage and the pool of the club and the history of the club. So if the club has a huge history of signing top players, so why wouldn't they sign him? Why wouldn't they sign him? When it comes to that, Chelsea don't want to pay the money. Yeah, they have to. They have to. Actually, they do have to do it, and yeah, it's something they can actually contemplate on doing it, and they have to pay it. I think this one is in the wrong position. Yeah. I'm getting any comments. Any comments with regards to whatever we have discussed, with regards to the signings, with regards to the game tomorrow. Sorry. Just a minute. So when you look at it, Chelsea, yes, Arsenal want a top striker, but am I confident that Arsenal can actually beat us when it comes to getting a striker? Let me go live. So when it comes to getting a striker, I am not scared about Arsenal when it is in that when you look at that position, because first of all, Arsenal don't have an history of getting good strikers, and why would a player sign for Arsenal over Chelsea? Why would a player, you want to win the Champions League? Why would you sign for Arsenal? You want to win a Champions League, Chelsea is looking to sign you, Arsenal is looking to sign you, Manchester United is horrible. Probably if they don't win the Europa League, they don't have that pool. So why would a player walk in and take a paper and sign for Arsenal, a team that has not won? A team that has not won in such a long time. Just a minute, I'm trying to adjust my camera. Okay. Is my camera okay? Sorry about that. Yeah. So why would anyone sign for Arsenal over Chelsea? I don't think any player is going to sign for Arsenal over Chelsea. So yeah, that was our first live stream, and I think it has gone quite well. And looking forward to do more live streams in this channel and have more videos as we really looking to grow our support. Come on, Chelsea. We have to get stuck into these mugs. Yeah. Need to get victory over the Magpies. I like that energy. I like that vibe. You really need to go into these fights with strong vibe. You need to go into these fights with strong vibe. So yeah, I actually agree with you. I don't think if I can go live on TikTok, if I was to go live on TikTok, it might be better. So, yeah. So, thanks very much for everyone who has joined our analysis. I think it's quite. Oh, there's one person who has a comment. So, let me just read it. Let's get 3 points at St. James Park. Keep the blue flag flying high. Do more of this. Yeah, more and more and more and more of live streams, podcasts, shows coming up. We really need to improve our productivity. In the month of February, we were quite low. In the month of February, we were quite low. March, we were quite low, but we are now back. It's you can see the productivity in May has increased. We are looking forward to bolster our productivity, improve the number of videos we are producing, improve the number of podcasts we are doing. We are going to have guests, we are going to have shows, and we are just going to go higher and higher and higher. Here to support you, Tyrone. Yeah, thank you very much, thank you very much, Adi, and we'll also be here. We might actually catch up sometime for a live stream. So thanks everyone for joining us in this live stream today. We are looking forward to have more live streams and enjoy. If you have not watched the tactical preview, watch it on our channel. See you in the next video. Bye.